What is going on today, guys? We are going to be checking out the new Scarlet and Violet release cards. They have finally released all of the cards that are going to be in the set. I am actually recording this at 4 in the morning. It's very late, so if I mess things up or, anything like that, just know it's 4 a.m. But anyways, let's see what's going to be coming in the Scarlet and Violet set. So here are some of the secret art rares that are going to be coming in the set when it releases. This is just a few. There's going to be way more, like it says up here. We are expecting over 50 of them, so there's going to be a lot to collect, so you're going to want to make sure to do that. There are a lot, and I mean a lot of cards to go through here, so I'm just going to leave a link down in the description for you guys to go check out all these cards if you want to go scroll through here, which I'm going to do for you right now. So if you just want to use this and pause and look at the cards, I mean, if you know Japanese, you can go ahead and try and read them, but I'm just going to scroll through them here for you guys. Okay, and so once we actually get down to here is where it gets interesting, because these are some of the ones that we actually want to be looking at, like Cachnia, the ability Counteract Needles. If this Pokemon is your active Pokemon and it's damaged, you put 3 damage counters onto your opponent. Same thing with Cacturn. I don't know if this is going to be played very much, but this is something to be, looking out for. And the next one, we will have to scroll down a little bit here, is our Boliva, I don't know how to say it, but the ability Fill Oil. When you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon during your turn, you may heal all damage from one of your Pokemon. Now, this could be useful in a stall deck. I don't know how popular stall decks are going to be in the new meta, but if you put, a super tanky Pokemon down and, evolve this all the way up to stage 2, which is another reason why I don't know if it's going to see a lot of play. If you evolve it all the way up to stage 2, you can just keep on, healing all the damage off of that really bulky Pokemon. But then again, it's going to take a few turns to get this into play. Now, if you come down here to Armorage, these Pokemon have weird names. Its ability Fire Alarm, as often as you like during your turn, you may move an energy attached to one of your bench Pokemon to your active Pokemon. Now, this is another evolution Pokemon, stage 1. So again, I don't really know how this is going to come into play. But, I mean, I guess we're just going to see what comes out of the crazy Japanese decks that, are floating around the internet. So I guess we'll just have to see. Now, here's where things get interesting. Gyarados is actually getting its own EX card. Now, it is a stage 1, so you do have to evolve for EXs in the new set. And it is Terrestrial. I think that's how you say that. Which means that it does not take any damage on the bench, which is crazy. Which is going to make sniping decks pretty much useless. If you have, just a full Terrestrial deck, it's going to be useless. There's going to be no reason to play sniping decks anymore. Now, Floatzel is kind of like the Wish.com version of Lapras VMAX or Keldeo V, where it's 50 plus damage. This attack does 20 more damage for each water energy attached to this Pokemon. This might be like a meme ladder deck. Just chuck a bunch of energy onto your Floatzels and just, smack their Pokemon. But, I'm not too sure about this because the whole Inteleon engine is getting, just swept out from under us. So there's going to be no use for that anymore to get, any supporters or anything like that to flood your hand with energy to be able to get them on there. So we're going to kind of have to see how this card plays out as well. Now, when you come down to Dondozo, again, really weird names for these Pokemon. Vent Wrath, 50 times damage, which does 50 damage for each Tatsugiri in your discard pile. And you can see Tatsugiri down here is just a basic Pokemon with not really great attacks at all. So you can Quick Ball, which I think, no, Quick Ball is not getting a reprint. You can use Nest Ball to get it into your hand, and you can, Professor it away, which Professor is getting a reprint, and get those into your discard pile. It could be another fun ladder deck. I'm not too sure if it's going to be played competitively at all. Most likely not, but I just figured that would be a fun one to put in here. Now things get really, really spicy when you come down to Gardevoir EX. It is a stage 2, so it does take a bit of evolving, which is really going to slow the game down, which is amazing because decks are way too fast right now. The ability Psychic Embrace. As often as you like during your turn, you may attach a basic Psychic Energy from your discard pile to one of your Psychic Pokemon. If you do put 2 damage on that Pokemon, you can't use this ability on a Pokemon that would have been knocked out by 2 damage counters. Okay, so very interesting. It's like a Psychic Magma Basin built into a Pokemon. We do get another Lucha card. It's kind of bad though. The ability Flying Entry. When you play this Pokemon from your hand to your bench during your turn, you may choose 2 of your opponent's bench Pokemon and put 1 damage counter on each of them. So it's like playing a double Goon Ping, except it's just not good because we won't have Scoop Up Net anymore. So you can only use this once and it's just on your bench. Now with Korodon EX, this one is basic and it does have 230 HP for a basic Pokemon, which is kind of bulky for this set. So if you haven't seen, a lot of the Pokemon, just base Pokemon don't have a lot of HP. It's only when you evolve that you get to the bulky Pokemon, which is, like I was saying, going to slow everything down, and it's going to be so much better to play. But its ability, Dino Cry, you can attach 2 basic fighting energy from your discard any way that you like to any of your Pokemon. But if you use it, your turn ends. So I think this would be a good way to, build up Pokemon early into the match. This would definitely not be, a late game ability that you'd want to use. We also have great Tusk EX, another really bulky basic Pokemon at 250 HP. It has Bedrock Breaker, 40 damage, discard a Stadium card in play, so that could be pretty useful. You have a Pumpkaboo that actually does damage, so, there you go. And then you have Giganto Tusk, 250 damage. This Pokemon does 50 damage to itself, so it is a heavy hitter, but it does come with consequences. So I guess there's that. I don't know if anybody would really use this card. I mean, maybe as a backup attacker, because it is a heavy hitter, so it could come in useful late game, but I don't know if it's really useful for much more than that. Now, here's one that is really, really interesting, and that's going to be very annoying, I can already tell. Muck. It is an evolution, but its ability, Poison Sacs. The special condition Poisoned is not removed when your opponent's Pokemon evolve or devolve. Which, if switching out your Pokemon to the bench, switch your active to the bench, or evolving is the only way to get rid of poison. So if your only option is to switch, that could put some people in some really awkward situations and make them play really weird. So this could be, like a anti-meta kind of make you play weird and kind of destroy your whole strategy kind of card. So I'm actually kind of excited for the set to come out, because I really want to try this card and, just mess with people. I think it's going to be pretty cool. We also do get Toxic Croak EX. I have not seen him have a good card in a while. It is a stage 1. It evolves from Croagunk. We do have Nasty Plot. Search your deck for up to 2 cards, put them in your hand, then shuffle your deck. So that could be like a good early game setup. And also we have Toxic Ripper. 120 damage. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now poisoned. Put 6 damage counters instead of 1 on that Pokemon between turns. So this is kind of, a situation where you could pair it with that Muck that you saw earlier, where you could put the damage on and then just add to the pain with Toxic Ripper. 120 damage plus, all that poison damage onto it. That could be a pretty spicy deck idea. With Reveroom, we do see the ability Rumbling Engine. It's kind of like the, Greninja on steroids, but apart from its ability, I don't really know if you would ever use this card, because the damage is not great and it's kind of low HP, so it's kind of, you may use it, you may not, who knows right now. Now, here are some of the trainer cards. We do get a reprint of Palpad, so you get to shuffle 2 supporter cards from your discard pile back into your deck. That's very useful. We do get Nest Ball is coming back, so you can easily get basics onto your board. Get a super simple setup. Now, Tools. Tools is very, very interesting. They are no longer an item card. Tools are tools. Items are items. They're making that, switch to where tools are their own thing, and I very, very much like that. We are getting a reprint of EXP Share. We are getting Defiant Band, which is kind of the Wish version of the belt. You know, if you have more prize cards remaining than your opponent, the attacks of the Pokemon this card is attached to do 30 more damage. So you kind of have to be ahead in the prize card trade to have the effects of the Defiant Band, which is kind of weird, but, you know, it slows things down a little bit, which is exactly what they're trying to do with this set. So, I mean, I get it. And then we also get a trainer, Jack or Jacques, whichever way you want to say it. It is a supporter card. You can search for 2 evolution cards. You have to reveal them and put them into your hand. So that could be really nice for, you know, stage 2s, EXs, bulkier Pokemon that you may want to get on the board. It'll make that a little bit quicker. We do have Team Star Grunt. Put an energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon on top of their deck. So it's kind of like a weird version of the Inteleon, where, you know, you attack, put an energy back into their hand. So I'm not really too sure this one's gonna see that much play. We do get a reprint of Professor's Research, like I was talking about. We do get Penny. Return one of your basic Pokemon and play in all cards into your hand. So this is kind of like a slower version of the Scoop Up Net, which I think is going to be really good. So this is a way that you can use some of those abilities more than once, like the Hell Lucha. But I don't know if you would want to use it, because I feel like it's going to be more of a filler card in decks that, you know, you kind of, you know, oh, I can cut this card, you know, it's not that useful. I feel like it's going to be one of those kind of things, but I could stand corrected. We'll just have to see. We do also get a new stadium called Beach Court, which makes all of your basic Pokemon have 1 retreat less, which will be very useful. Now, this one's pretty interesting. We're getting down into the Violet EX translations. So, with Scatterbug, you can evolve first turn. Same thing with Spupa. You can evolve first turn. So if you get all 3 of Scatterbug, Spupa, and Vivillon, or however you say that, all of those into your hand first turn, you could have a first turn 110 damage attack. So that could be a fun meme deck to play on the ladder or something. I might have to try that one out. We do get Spidops EX. It is a stage 1. Its ability is Trap Territory. Your opponent's active Pokemon retreat cost is 1 colorless more. So it is kind of like a cheap Galar Mine built into an EX Pokemon. We do also get Arcanine EX, which is a stage 1, 280 HP, and it is also Terrestrial, which means it cannot be hit on the bench. You get Raging Claws, 30 damage, and 10 more for each damage onto this Pokemon. And you also get Bright Flame, 250 damage, discard 2 energy from this Pokemon. So it's not that great, because it seems like you're either taking damage or throwing away energies. So I'm not too sure how much play this card's going to see. It's kind of not that good in my opinion. So I guess, again, we will have to see. We do also get to see the Magnazone EX. Its HP is 330, but it is a stage 2. We get Energy Crush. It does 50 damage for each energy attached to all of your opponent's Pokemon, which that could be a very, very heavy hitter attack as long as you can get the Magnazone stage 2 out. And just for 1 energy, that could be a big card to play. You also get Pulse Launcher, 220 damage, but it does 30 damage to itself. So you could either do, you know, if they have tons and tons of energy acceleration, you know, you just slap 1 energy down and you just start mowing down your opponent. But, you know, if you need more of a heavy hitter and you have a way to heal off damage, this could be, you know, a very, very good card for that. And with Mirai EX, you get Tandem Unit. Once during your turn, you may search your deck for up to 2 basic lightning Pokemon, 2 basic lightning Pokemon, put them onto your bench, shuffle your deck. So this could be good for, you know, like a box sort of deck, that kind of thing. And you also get Photon Blaster, 220 damage. Sorry for the noise if you guys can hear that. The dogs are playing over beside me. You do 220 damage, and during your next turn, this Pokemon can't attack. So it does kind of suck. This, I'm going to be honest, this card sucks. I don't know if anybody would actually play it. Baynet EX is a stage 1. It's kind of interesting. You do 30 damage for 1 Psychic Energy. Your opponent can't play item cards from their hand during their next turn. So, unfortunately, we do get another item lock card. Kind of sucks. And we also get Poltergeist for 2 energies. You look at your opponent's hand and you do 60 for each trainer card that you find there. So, you know, if decks are super heavy trainer cards, which they usually always are, this might be a pretty good card to play, honestly, in my opinion, because you have both item lock and a high chance for hitting, heavy numbers against your opponent. So this could be a cool deck, but at this point, I'm not too sure, to be honest. With Iron Treads EX, you get triple laser. It does 30 damage to 3 of your opponent's Pokemon. So again, this is a sort of a snipey deck, which, if they're playing terrestrial Pokemon, is not going to be great for you. But in any other case, kind of okay. Cybernetic Wheel, 160 damage. You switch this with one of your bench Pokemon, so it's kind of like a sniping hit and run kind of card. Which again, this could see play. I do think this will see play. It is kind of low HP, but it is just a basic Pokemon. It does take a lot of energy though. So I guess this card is kind of in a weird spot where it has, it's all right, but it costs too much energy, so I don't know if I would personally play it, but I do think it will get play. Okay, and then to the trainers of this set, the Electricity Generator. Look at the top 5 cards of your deck, choose 2 basic lightning energy cards, attach them to your bench in any way that you like, then shuffle the remaining cards into your deck. So this is a really good energy acceleration card for, obviously, for lightning decks. We do also get a reprint of Ultra Ball, which you should know what that does. Picnic Basket. Heal 30 damage from all Pokemon in play. Okay. That one's actually pretty cool. That's going to be a pretty interesting mechanic. Probably going to see a lot of stall decks with running this card. I'm kind of might be worried about that card. We do get a reprint of Rare Candy. We do get a reprint of Rocky Helmet. We get a Trainer Katie using this card. End your turn. Okay, shuffle your hand into your deck, then draw 8 cards. Okay, so it's kind of like a Professor's Research that ends your turn. Not too sure about it, but I guess we'll see. And speaking of that, we do get another reprint of the Professor's Research. We also get Arvin. You can search your deck for an item card and a tool card. Reveal them, put them in your hand, shuffle your deck. So this card is definitely going to see a lot of play. We do also get Mimosa, close to Mimosa. Choose up to 5 Pokemon cards from your discard pile, reveal them, shuffle them into your deck. So this is like an energy recycler, but for Pokemon. Pokemon recycler, if you will. We get Mesozoa City, new stadium. Once during each player's turn, you may flip a coin. If heads, you can search your deck for a Pokemon card, reveal it, put it in your hand, shuffle your deck. And it does look like we are also getting reprints of Energy Search, Potions, Pokey Gear. Okay, we're getting more Switch cards. Pokemon Catcher, Judge, Youngster, shuffle your hand into your deck, then draw 5 cards. Okay. Nimona, draw 3 cards, kind of like just a Howl. Same card as Howl. Another Research. Okay. It does look like Energy Retrieval is also returning. Crushing Hammers are coming back. That's a thing to look out for. That is going to be annoying. Same things here. We do get a reprint of the Vitality Band. Okay. That does 10 more damage. And it looks like that's it. So if you guys are excited for the new set that's going to be releasing, make sure that you leave a like on this video. And while you're down there, don't forget to subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next video.